Are you living, or are you just existing? Have you ever had that moment where you stop and think, is this it? Is this what life is supposed to be? You wake up, check your phone, scroll, get out of bed, go to work or school, come home, eat, binge watch some show you don't even really like, maybe scroll some more, then go to bed, just to do it all over again tomorrow. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before you know it, an entire year has gone by and nothing has really changed. At this point, are you actually living, or are you just existing? See, there is difference between living and existing. Existing is like being on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not actually going anywhere. No matter how long you run, no matter how much effort you put in, at the end of the day, you're still in the exact same place. The scenery never changes, the pace feels the same. And no matter how much energy you pour into it, there's no real destination, just an endless loop. Living, on the other hand, that's a whole different game. Living is when you wake up excited about something. It's when you have moments that make your heart race, moments that make you stop and think, wow, I never want to forget this. Living is feeling everything, the highs, the lows, the joy, the struggle, because at least it means you're alive. So, which one are you doing? Let's run a quick test. If you relate to most of these, you might just be existing. Number 1, every day feels the same. You ever have those moments where you genuinely can't remember if something happened yesterday or 3 weeks ago? You start questioning reality like you're in a low-budget time loop movie. Number 2, you're always tired even when you've done nothing. Somehow, no matter how much you sleep, you wake up exhausted. And not just physically tired, but also mentally and emotionally. That's not just fatigue, that's boredom. Because when you don't have something that excites you, that challenges you, that makes life worth waking up for, even rest doesn't feel like rest. Number 3, you're constantly waiting for the right time. You tell yourself, one day I'll start that business. Or one day I'll travel around the world. Or one day I'll finally go after what I really want. But the truth is, if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. The perfect time isn't coming. Life doesn't pause while you make up your mind. The only time you have is right now. Number 4, you don't remember the last time you were genuinely excited. I'm not talking about getting hyped for the weekend or the next season of your favorite show. Nah, that's basic excitement. I mean the kind of thrill that makes you feel alive. The kind that lights a fire in your soul and makes you jump out of bed before your alarm even goes off. Like when you finally take that first step toward your dream. When an idea hits you so hard you have to act on it. Or when you realize you're capable of way more than you ever gave yourself credit for. So ask yourself, when was the last time you felt that kind of excitement? Number 5, you feel like you're just getting through life. You're not really experiencing life, you're just passing time. No excitement, no real purpose, just routine. And deep down, you know you were meant for more than this. Life isn't supposed to be something you endure. It's meant to be something you live. Okay, now that we've called out the problem, let's get to the good part. How do you break out of being on autopilot and actually start living? Number 1, shake things up. If your routine feels like a never-ending loop, it's time to switch things up. Even small changes can make a huge difference, like taking a different route to work where you might actually find a coffee shop that doesn't mess up your order. Or trying a new hobby, because who knows, maybe you're secretly a chess grandmaster. Or saying yes to something unexpected, like that one invitation you usually ignore because you're too tired. Life gets dull when every day looks the same. So throw in some surprises and remind yourself what living actually feels like. Ever notice how vacations feel shorter than regular weeks? That's because your brain is constantly processing new experiences. But when you do the same thing every day, your brain just stops paying attention. So give it something worth remembering. Number 2, follow your curiosity. What's that one thing you've always sworn you'd do someday, but somehow that someday never comes? A skill you've always wanted to master, like playing a guitar, or a place you keep telling yourself you'll visit one day. But so far, it only exists as a collection of saved posts and daydreams. Or maybe a passion project you keep pushing aside because life is too busy, even though you somehow find time to binge an entire show in one weekend. Be honest with yourself. What's stopping you? 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. Life will always be busy. If you don't make time for what truly matters, one day you'll wake up wishing you had. But by then, it's already too late. Number 3, be present. Your time is valuable, and every minute spent mindlessly scrolling is a moment you'll never get back. The more you stay glued to your phone, the more you disconnect from reality, missing out on real experiences and real connections. As Seneca once said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough if you know how to use it. So next time, if you're with your friends or family, put the phone away and actually be there. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember the TikToks you watched. You'll remember the people, the conversations, the real moments. Number 4, stop waiting. Perfection is an illusion. If you're waiting for the right time, you'll be waiting forever. Time doesn't wait, life doesn't pause, and opportunities don't knock forever. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. The truth is, clarity comes from action, not overthinking. The first step might be messy, uncomfortable, and scary, but that's where growth begins. Every master was once a beginner. Every success story started with a leap of faith. So, don't wait for time to align with your vibe. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand, and work with whatever tools you may have at your command. Your dreams, your goals, the life you want, it's all waiting for you. But nothing changes if nothing moves. The best things happen when you start before you're ready. So stop waiting. Start now. Number 5. Take risks. Fear, it's always there, whispering doubts, blowing problems out of proportion, making you second-guess yourself. But listen up, fear isn't the enemy, inaction is. You can't get rid of fear completely. That's just how we're supposed to feel. You see, fear has two meanings. It's either forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the ability to take action despite fear. You know what's scarier than failing? It's regret. Failure, yeah, it stings, but it also teaches us important lessons. It sharpens you, strengthens you, and gets you ready for what's next. Regret, on the other hand, that sticks with you. It's the weight of all the chances you never took, and the dreams you've always wanted to achieve, but you didn't take action. So, the next time fear tries to hold you back, remember this: discomfort is temporary, but regret lasts a lifetime. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be brave enough to take the first step, because every great story, every success, every breakthrough starts with someone who felt fear and did it anyway. So take the risk, bet on yourself, because the life you want is on the other side of fear. At the end of the day, life is short. You don't get extra points for playing it safe. You don't get a second round to go back and do it differently. One day you're gonna look back, and the last thing you want is to realize you spent most of your life just getting by. So I'll ask you one more time, are you living or are you just existing? And if your answer isn't what you want it to be, change it. Not tomorrow, not one day, right now, because life isn't waiting for you. Now go and live life.